Well, I think.
Oh, so kind of you. Seeing it available.
Yeah, it's available.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, just grab a seat anywhere. Yeah, Nate, if you want to sit front. I'm finished speaking, yeah, we'll put you on the spotlight. Still plenty of good seats available. Come on in. Good morning, everyone. I'm Andy Conti. I'm the director of the Center for Media Innovation, and we're so thrilled to have this first cohort of students from our Citizen Reporting Academy. It's really fantastic to see. We've only seen you in those little boxes online. If we've seen you at all, we've only seen your comments, and so it's so great to see you in person and to hear your stories and to know how far you've come, literally, geographically how far you came, but also how far you've come over the last 6 months with your learning. And so it's really a dream of ours to be able to do this. It's something that just started as an idea, and it's so amazing to see it come to its full fruition today. So thank you for being here. Well, it's a dream. It's not my dream alone. I want to thank a few people who've made all this possible. One of them is Joe Lawrence at Trib Total Media, who was also one of your instructors. And Joe and I have been working on this concept of citizen reporting and what it could look like for the future. So, Joe, thanks for your support, and thanks for the Trib support of this entire program. Yeah. Trib Total Media CEO Jennifer Bertetto couldn't be here today, but she's someone else who's contributed to this in a big way. Just a very generous person who really believes in the future of local journalism and the fact that it's going to take all of us contributing to the content. And so we're really grateful for the Trib's participation in all of this. And thank you for all the instructors who are here today. Hopefully you've had a good experience with them and you're seeing them. It's nice to connect with Nate and Luis, and I think Stacy's here and Heather's here. So it's great to make this connection finally. I also want to thank the folks here at Point Park who've made this possible. Sherry Payne. Sherry, where are you? Oh, Sherry, she's sort of hiding behind the pillar back there. Sherry is our Dean of the School of Continuing and Professional Studies here at Point Park, and her whole team, Annie Sheehan back here, who she pulls all the levers behind the scenes to make the online learning possible here at Point Park. So thank you to you and to your whole team, Sherry, Naomi and Chase and Anthony. It's been great. We couldn't do this on our own, and so it's good to have that kind of support. I want to thank everyone else here at Point Park. Dr. Soto, who's our provost here at the university, we'll hear from in a moment, and of course our president, Dr. Bruce Ellis, who you'll also hear from in a moment. And I think the interesting thing about this first class has been the diversity of voices that we've lifted up. We've had 2 high school students that are part of this first cohort, which is fantastic. It's inspiring to see young people who are so interested and want to be part of this. Of course, I don't know if, Laura's here, I think, online. Laura's, of course, we have, she's got her Facebook page has 200,000 followers, and she had the best possible excuse for not coming today is because she's going to be on the Today Show this week, and so there's lots of prep for. She runs this Facebook page, the Wedding Cookie Table page, which some of you are probably already one of her followers, and so apparently the Today Show is going to do a feature on her and her cookies on Wednesday for Valentine's Day. So I think she's prepping for that. I told her it was her 15 minutes of fame, but she's probably got more than 15 minutes. So, and then of course we have these community reporters, people who are really invested. Like Miss Collette, who was here last week for another event we had, and she basically recited everything that she's learned during this whole 6-month period, and it was really fantastic. And Vicki, who just walked in, is also from the Mon Valley. And of course, Leanne's from Huntington County, and we had 3 reporters from Huntington County, which is up by Altoona and State College. Leanne and her whole family, they started out this morning at like 7:30 in the morning to get here because they believe in what this program is about and what she's accomplished. So we're really grateful for that. We have a couple of people who were Point Park undergrads who came back for another round, coming back to check out Point Park, and in some cases, I won't say how many years it was in between, but there were a few years in between. So we're glad to have you back. Of course, we have a trustee from Trib Total Media, which is fantastic, Mark Chrisman. And then Max is an online student. I'm not sure if he's here. Max is here. Max is in Portland, Oregon, and he joined this program online. He found out about it, and he's been a big part of it and has big aspirations for what he wants to do in Portland. So it's been really great to have all these people come together in this one unified mission. So I want to start out by introducing our president here, Dr. Chris Broussales. Broussales has been a real change agent here at the university. He's not only shaking things up, but he's doing it in a way that is very strategic and is kind of getting us on track to move forward. And so I'm really glad to have Chris in our corner. He's a big proponent of these kinds of programs that are innovative and different and not the kind of thing that you maybe would normally see in a higher education setting. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Broussales.
Thank you, Dr. Conti. Hey, congratulations. This is a big deal. This is a big deal, and I understand that you also had to put a lot of work in over since September, right? Nine courses you had to go through this program. So, a big congratulations to you. This is a really big deal. Shout out to my longtime friend Laura Magone. I haven't seen you in I think decades, Laura. So we have to connect. Congratulations. This is possible because of our partnership with the Pittsburgh Trib, Trib Total Media, and I want to thank you, Joe, for your active participation and leadership in this. And this is a really unique opportunity that Point Park University has to partner with Trib Total Media to create this new innovative program and grow this thing into a national program with outlets around the country. So this is a really neat opportunity for us. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the provost of the university, the Senior Vice President, Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Michael Soto.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Point Park University. As Dr. Broussales mentioned, my name is Michael Soto, and I'm the provost. And so I'm the Chief Academic Officer here at Point Park. And I should let you know that I am trained as a literary and cultural historian. And so I view this ceremony through a particular lens. And for me, it is both a happy and a solemn occasion because it is an important moment not just for you individually, but also for our society. If we think back to the last 3 centuries, we witness the emergence and proliferation of print journalism. And with that, we see the rise of the modern nation state and the birth of democracy as we know it today. If you think about what that looked like 3 centuries ago, that meant people for the first time were able to gather separately, but simultaneously and conceptually together when they opened the morning or the evening paper, and they experienced a ritual of being fellow citizens bound in time and space with others. Sometimes they would never meet these other people, but they knew that they were a kindred folk, a kindred spirit, and that their destinies were intertwined. 3 centuries later, you are at the forefront of the next stage of the evolution of media and journalism. You are going to take our society and our democracy forward. And I'm very hopeful about where that's going based on the conversations I've had with several of you over the last few weeks, and based on the conversation that I had with Joe Lawrence a couple of years ago when this was first getting started. I am truly excited to see where this goes because you are the pioneers of where we go next. 3 centuries ago, almost to this day, Benjamin Franklin moved from Boston to Philadelphia, and we all know what happened after that. 3 centuries from now, who knows what historians are going to be saying about you individually, but also about us as a society. And I'm very confident that the kind of innovation that is happening here at the Center for Media Innovation at Point Park University, that's going to lead the way. I'm very happy now to introduce someone who is instrumental in that innovation. You already heard about her. Dr. Sherry Payne is the Dean of Education and Continuing and Professional Studies. Dr. Payne.
Is it officially afternoon? Can I say good afternoon? Good afternoon, everyone. First, I only have a few remarks, and then I'm going to introduce someone who's instrumental in the partnership. But first, I just want to congratulate all of you. You are the inaugural class of the Citizen Reporting Academy. How does that feel to be first? Pioneers, true pioneers. And by the way, if you didn't know, our mascot, of course, at Point Park University are the Pioneers. So you fit in nicely. Congratulations. But we hope that this is only just the first of what will be many. So you will always and forever be the inaugural class of the Citizen Reporting Academy. And that holds a special place in our heart. And that means we hope that as you go out and you put content on the TRIB platforms or you create your own platforms, that you share with us so that we can celebrate and congratulate and cheer you on in the background. We want to keep up with you. We want to know how you're doing. We want to know if there are ways that we can partner with you in the future. So please, as you leave today as graduates of the Citizen Reporting Academy, know that the partnership with Point Park University will go on in perpetuity, we hope. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank the TRIB for their commitment to making this program a success. Not only did they provide scholarships for some of our attendees today, but they also continue to provide a platform where our graduates can provide content and be compensated for that content. So we thank you. As you mentioned, Mr. Joe Lawrence is here with us today, and Joe is going to come up and say a few words, but I just want to tell you a little bit of his bio because it's really, really important and impressive, I think. With 3 decades of legal and business experience culled from banking, real estate, mergers and acquisitions, media, and advertising, Joe joined TRIB Total Media and helped with its business and digital transformation. He was instrumental in starting 535 Media, a digital advertising agency, and has been leading programming and development departments at TRIB Total Media since 2015. So if you didn't know some of that as you were working with Joe, you know it now. As VP of Investments and General Counsel for TRIB Total Media, 535 Media, Joe has been active in technology startups, joint ventures, and acquisitions. All of this led to Joe seeing the opportunity for publishers in bringing together the technology of Cravella Technologies Knowledge Kiosk. Say that fast, right? Say that fast. With the tremendous content and advertising capabilities of the publishing industry. He serves today as the CEO of MeSearch. And Joe he has been instrumental in establishing TRIB Total Media's TRIB Live, the local hyper-local news platform which operates on the MeSearch technology, and used this experience to help Point Park University start its Citizen Reporting Academy. Of course, out of the office, because there's more out of the office. Joe serves as a leader of Boy Scouts of America and is an avid outdoorsman, and is further proof of his resolve to get the job done. Joe served for decades leading community development organizations in Pittsburgh's North Side area and helped envision and deliver on a $5.5 million fundraising effort to establish a charter school for the arts, Westinghouse Academy, which we were fortunate to host on our campus not so long ago. So without further ado, and with this impressive resume, I want to welcome to the platform Joe Lawrence.
Well, that was ridiculously embarrassing, but thank you. Thank you so much for coming, and congratulations to all of our graduates. Dr. Soto explained that, this is the first of many, many, many iterations. And that's what we always preach at Trib Total Media and all of our companies, really, which is iterate, iterate, fix, iterate again. You actually brought to life an idea that started probably closer to 10 years ago when the Trib president, Jennifer Bertetto, said, you know, we've got a real problem in journalism, particularly print journalism. And she looked down the road and said, in 5 years, the landscape is going to look nothing like it looks right now. And we have to get prepared for that. And at the time, I was just a dumb lawyer. I worked with my partner, Mark Chrisman, who's now a trustee at the Trib. And we said, well, what does that mean? You know, just being a dumb lawyer, I didn't know. But she began to educate us in what were the problems with print journalism, what was the problems with the revenue streams, what were the challenges that the industry was facing and was about to face in massive scale. And so she made a change, and in the Pittsburgh area, we stopped physically printing the Pittsburgh Tribune Review, and it was 2016, and it was a shock to the rest of the world, who said, what are you people doing? You're crazy, you're killing journalism. And Jennifer said, no, we've got an idea, we've got a plan. We're going to focus on hyper-local journalism. And what's that mean and what is it going to look like? We didn't know in 2016, but we had an idea. And the idea was there could be a platform that could be universally participated in by the citizens and overseen by journalism. Somehow we'd have a layer of trust built in to citizens contributing to the news in their areas, and that we could expand way beyond what it was happening just then with large newspapers, but we could actually produce a lot more relevant content to the people in their lives and in their neighborhoods. So instead of complaining about the fall of journalism, she saw a vision to expand it and take the platforms of technology and to allow journalism to actually grow and do more than it ever did before. And so from there we started to iterate and iterate and iterate, and we're now on our 5th platform for what's now become Trib Live Local, which is it's a pioneering platform. And last week we launched with a partner that has 3,000 publisher clients called Own Local. And with them, this network is now going to go worldwide because they have international clients and about 1,800 publisher customers inside the United States, and the rest are all around the world, mostly English speaking. And so soon this very platform is about to be turned on to thousands of publishers, and the first thing they're all going to want to do is say, what do we do now? And that's what they do say. How do you do this? What do you do now? And our answer is, well, you need to plug into this thing called the Citizen Reporting Academy. You need to send some students through the program and begin to build trust in your neighborhood. Teach people the fundamentals that they need to know that are missing in social media platforms. And focus on eliminating disinformation and misinformation. Focus on the fundamentals, and if you can do that, you can create that trust level to allow journalism to expand. And so that's what we're going to do. So I'm very proud that all the folks you heard speak so far at Point Park and us at the Trib, we're going to take the Citizen Reporting Academy based upon the success of you folks and what you did and what you proved as you went through the program. We know we can duplicate this and we can make it better and better and better. Your feedback is critical. You've been giving your feedback all along, but we need to continue to receive that feedback, and we'll make this program better and better and make it scale so that thousands and thousands of folks can go through the program. We're very proud that this is all coming from Pittsburgh, both the technology platform and the ideas and Point Park University. So that makes us very proud, but it also is a great responsibility. So we're humbled by it. But in Pittsburgh, we're going to show the rest of the world how you do this. So we're opening up the Trib Live Local Network to all of you who have graduated. You'll become trusted contributors, which means that you can post onto the platform without somebody reviewing it, without it going, when you publish a story, it's going to go right up. But also you can be compensated for your work. So the Trib editors are putting together a board where they're reaching out and putting things on the list and saying, these are things we'd like to have covered. If someone wants to claim one and do a story, please do so, and we'll compensate you for those stories. So unfortunately, one of my development departments has to make that work, so I'm a couple of days behind on getting that to work. But within 2 weeks, we'll have that board up, and you'll be able to see the kind of things that you can choose from and begin to receive compensation for your work. So anyway, that's enough for me. I want to say congratulations, but I'm very pleased to, apparently I have the honor of introducing one of the students who is a high school student and an editor of the school newspaper, who was one of your classmates in this cohort, was, I believe, one of our scholarships coming through this program, and has applied for one of our great scholarships at the Trib, which is a really neat thing if some of you don't know about it, which is for high school and college students to apply for a scholarship to get up to $7,500 per year to go through school for a guaranteed internship during college and a guarantee of full-time employment upon graduation. So we're really excited. We have those several of those scholarships, and if you know of anyone who might be interested, please pass that around. But Nathan has availed himself, and he's one of the applicants for this year. So I'd like to introduce you to Nathan Ferraro, who is one of your graduating members of the cohort and one of our stars. So thanks so much, and welcome, Nathan.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nathan Ferrero, and I am a senior at Armstrong Junior Senior High School in Katanning, Pennsylvania. I'm excited to share with you my story of the Citizen Reporting Academy. I first learned about the Academy while volunteering at VA Pittsburgh last August. My mentors there heard about the program and encouraged me to apply. I applied for both the program and the Trib Scholarship, and I was accepted to both, and the rest has been history. When I heard about the Citizen Reporting Academy, I jumped at the opportunity to learn more about the independent side of journalism and interact with other aspiring journalists, especially since my school does not have any journalism opportunities aside from our newspaper. Going into the academy, I was already familiar with many of the subjects taught, such as reporting, interviewing, and social media management. With that being said, many of the other subjects, such as law and photography, I had little to no experience with prior to this program. I learned the most from community reporting, media ethics and the law, freedom of information, and multimedia storytelling because I have the least experience in those areas. It's no surprise that those are also the courses I found the hardest. Covering a township commissioner meeting, analyzing libel and defamation court cases, drafting public records requests, and compiling photo portfolios were some of the assignments that the instructors of those courses used to enable me to learn more and dig deeper. Thanks to Dr. Conti and the Citizen Reporting Academy, I also learned about the importance of small-town journalism and independent reporters, which are often overshadowed by mass media companies. Bridging the gap between news deserts, areas with no traditional media coverage, is a responsibility that we as citizen reporters are ready and eager to take on. Moving forward, I intend to partner with my local newspaper, the Leader Times, and the Trib. I now have the tools and experience to create my own social media accounts and a website. This certification will allow me to cover events that I deem newsworthy in my community with an informed and mature perspective. The Academy has also formed the base of my education in the field of journalism. This fall, I will be attending a university to study journalism and political science. I will take my knowledge from this experience and apply it throughout my post-secondary education. I would like to thank Dr. Conti, the Trib, and the teachers of the Citizen Reporting Academy for their determination to make this program work and for their support along the way. I would also like to thank my fellow graduates of the Academy for exposing me to new points of view in the journalism field and for joining me on this journey. Lastly, I would like to thank my family for the support they provided throughout the duration of this program. As we leave campus today, I'd like to encourage my peers to continue the journey that we began back in September. It is now up to us to serve our communities and give a voice to the voiceless. Stay true to yourselves and to the pillars of journalism we have studied. To our friends and family, I'd like to encourage a new approach to the consumption of journalism. Be aware of the issues plaguing our community and bring awareness to the areas you believe deserve recognition. Reject hearsay and gossip in favor of factual accounts and unbiased approaches. Thank you for your attention today, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Nathan. We're so proud of you. He said he was going to a university, but he still hasn't said which one yet. No pressure, but we would love to see you here at Point Park. One of the unexpected benefits of this program has been that Nathan and there's another student from McKeesport Area School District joined this program with the idea that they're already thinking about journalism and they're already hearing the call and they want to go out and do it, and they couldn't wait to get to university. So hopefully we'll see you here in the fall. You definitely would be welcome, and I know Marlon's, he's going to keep twisting your arm until you say yes. So thank you for that great presentation. And thank you to all of our speakers for the wonderful things you said this morning. I want to introduce you to one more speaker before we quit. One of the joys of working as a professional journalist in this city has been that your colleagues over the years become some of your closest friends. And Luis Fabregas, who's the executive editor of Trib Total Media, is someone who worked in the trenches with me for many, many years. We did a lot of incredible reporting together where we shared bylines and we worked on more stories than we would like to admit, and we became so close that we had to define a certain day of the week where we would talk about our feelings because it was getting in the way of all of our work. But Luis he's grown up. We grew up together, and he's now as executive editor of the Trib, is responsible for not only the professional journalists who work at the Trib, but also people like you, the citizens who are also contributing to the content of our region. And so, please join me in welcoming Luis.
Hi, good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Trib Newsroom, I'd like to congratulate all the graduates of the program. I am really thrilled and excited to be here this morning because, the program means to me that journalism has a future. And I have been a journalist probably for over 25 years. So to me, to see all of you so interested in a craft that has been so important to me means that journalism is really alive and well. So that's fantastic. I, as some of you know, taught a class as part of the program that was the interviewing class, which apparently was the easiest class, as opposed to Joe's class, which was the toughest class. But we can all agree after taking that class that journalists don't have all the answers, right? So we always have to ask questions, and we always have to be curious. So as you conclude the program today, I encourage you to continue to ask questions, to continue to be inquisitive, to never be afraid of pushing and asking more questions and seeking the truth. I think that's incredibly important for you to go seek stories that are meaningful and go seek stories that make our society stronger. So I truly applaud your spirit, your dedication, your energy, and it really fills me with a lot of hope to see that you are, in the end, doing something to keep our democracy alive with your work. So thank you so much.
Okay, finally, let's get around to our graduates. Woo-hoo, yeah, all right, yeah, let's see. All right. I just really want to reiterate again, we've heard so many amazing things this morning, the reasons we're all here. Part of my own personal origin story on this issue goes back to Dr. Heather Starr-Fiedler, one of your professors in this course. Dr. Fiedler encouraged me to join the community engagement program here at Point Park University. We have a PhD in community engagement, and I was like, I'm not sure this is for me, right? I'm a journalist, I've been a journalist all these years, and through that program, it really opened my eyes to the fact that journalism is not a one-way street. It has been a one-way street for much of the 20th century when journalists decided what the content was going to be. Oftentimes it was rich, white, politically connected people who ran the newspaper, and they're the ones that told us what the news was, right? And I learned through the community engagement program that it really opened my eyes to what's happening now, that through the technology that we have now, that all of us who have a smartphone in our pockets now have the ability to be broadcasters and publishers, to share our stories really and literally with anyone in the world, right? If you have a good story that people want to see, it can go anywhere in the world. And the challenge was to see everything that Joe and some of the others talked about here, the pain of disruption that's come to our journalism industry, that it's caused a lot of problems. I mean, those of us who work as professional journalists can name off lots and lots of people who've lost their jobs or who've left the industry over the last 15 years. As Joe talked about, the reimagining what's happening, the reimagining has also meant that a lot of news outlets have gone by the wayside, that they aren't telling the stories about our communities in the way that they have before. Or those of you who are here, you know that your newspaper maybe is still there, but it doesn't tell the stories of your community in the rich ways that you were used to before. So what do we do about that? We can wring our hands about it. Some people are taking to social media and Facebook and saying, oh, we're just going to go on Facebook. And they put up content, but when you do an analysis of that, sometimes you realize that, yeah, there's good content here, but sometimes it's mixed with something that's completely irrelevant, or somebody's misinformation, that they got something wrong by accident, or deliberately have disinformation because they have a point of view that doesn't agree with whoever's in power in your community, and maybe they don't like the school board director, or they don't like the mayor, or the township supervisor, and so they start putting deliberately bad information out there. And what we're doing today, what all of you are doing today, what you've done over the past 6 months, is say no. We can do better than that. I talk all the time about the Peter Parker principle, back to Spider-Man, right? With great power comes what? Great responsibility. And we've all been given this incredible power, right? With these smartphones in our hands, we have this amazing, amazing ability. And the question is, what will we do with it? And the challenge for us is to do something responsible with it. And all of you who are graduating today, you've drawn a line in the sand and you've said, you know what, I'm going to be a beacon for my community. I'm going to take this power and I'm going to use it responsibly. I'm going to learn how to use it and then go out and actually do it. And that's what's so exciting about today. It's not the end of the program. This is really your, embarking on the next phase of it, going back to your communities and telling those stories. As we go through the graduation process here, I'm going to call out each of your names. I want you to come up. You'll get your certificate. We'll get a photo with Dr. Brusalis and myself. But I'm also going to read off some comments from each of the students, because one of their first assignments was, and you all remember this, was to talk about your personal manifesto. What was your reason for wanting to be here? And as I was reading through those reasons, it was so fulfilling for all the reasons that Joe and I talked about earlier, that this was just a concept. This is just an idea. Would people, if we gave people an opportunity, would they want to be part of this? Would they want to take up pen and pencil and their digital content and their cameras on their phones and and their real cameras, and go into their communities, talk to strangers, which is not easy to do, right, as all of you know now, and find out what's really going on and share those stories. And to see you come back with real conviction about what you want to do and what this all means to you was really fulfilling. So I'm going to read off some of your comments as I call you up. Nick Tamarello, who's our graduate assistant, he's going to help us with the ceremony here today. The first person is Vicky Babiak. And Vicky's been somebody who's been part of our program in McKeesport for a long time. Yeah, let's give her a round of applause. Vicky wrote, community residents need a voice, and I would like to help give opportunities to those who are left behind because of poverty, bigotry, or racism. I'm committed to be ethical and truthful as a citizen reporter. It's important to state facts and not use biased words to sway the audience in a certain direction. Thanks, Vicky. Our next recipient is Mark Chrisman. Mark says, I have long respected, accurate, relevant, unbiased local stories. It is important to provide information in news deserts, but that information must be provided in a responsible way. I think the focus should be on providing accurate information and not on censoring information or opinions we disagree with. Congratulations, Mark. Our next recipient you might have already heard a little bit about, Nathan Ferraro. Nathan wrote in his manifesto, "Two tenets of my personal manifesto are responsibility and accountability. As a citizen journalist, it is my responsibility to remain transparent and unbiased as I report on newsworthy events. I must interview sources from both sides and equally represent them at all times." Congratulations, Nathan. Oh, we gotta get his hands photo. Our next recipient is a longtime friend of the CMI, Miss Colette Funches. And Miss Colette works out of our Community Newsroom project in McKeesport. That's a project we started about 4 or 5 years ago now, where we work with citizens. Vicky's part of the program as well. We have a writers group there, a photography collective. And Miss Colette writes that being a reporter is a great responsibility. I have learned to try and find good leads, state facts, write to better explain a story, and to become more proficient with technology. I believe that researching and uncovering facts, being ethical, and reporting good news stories are of utmost importance. Congratulations, Colette. I should note, too, that Martha Riles here. Martha runs our Community Newsroom project in McKeesport, which is not just about writing and photography. It's also about the entire whole person, and she's really dedicated herself to making sure that citizens in the Mon Valley have an opportunity to share the stories there and tell them. So thank you, Martha. Let's give her a round of applause as well. So our next recipient is Leanne Gilmore. Leanne writes, "My commitment to the citizen reporting class in my community is to write with honesty and a lack of bias. I want to be fair and not write with any personal judgment. I want to go straight to the source to get firsthand accurate information. I want to give true and accurate information about events that are going on around us." Leanne, congratulations. Leanne's family traveled over 3 hours to be here this morning, and they're also looking for a tour guide, so if anybody's free this afternoon, they need somebody to take them around the city. Our next recipient is online. It's Christine Holst. Christine joined our program also from Huntington County, which is about 3 hours away. It's where Leanne is from. And Christine writes, "A sense of curiosity and balanced thought processes influence my manner of pursuing local sources to interview." She's been one of 3 reporters in Huntington County who are contributing to the Daily News, which is a newspaper up there that's owned by the Sample News Group. Scoop Sample, who is the publisher of the project, also believes very much in this whole possibility of what we're doing here today. And so, big congratulations to Christine.
Thank you.
Our next recipient, I don't think is here. Nizay Jefferson. She was going to be here, but she didn't make it. Okay. I'm still going to read what she had to say. Nizay is the other high school student. She's in the McKeesport Area School District. And I think she's, a sophomore or a sophomore student, right? Yeah. So she wrote, "I promise to stay impartial to any form of bias when getting involved with other people and their own opinions. I will debunk disinformation in the most efficient way possible. I will keep my own information relevant and triple check all my sources." So congratulations to Nizay. Marlon, we're going to make sure you get her number and email as well, so after we're done harassing Nathan. Our next recipient is also online. It's Max Kreppel. Max surprised us all by joining the program from Portland, Oregon, but we believe that this really is a program that can take place anywhere across the United States, and so we're excited to have him here. And Max wrote in his manifesto, "As a journalist, it is essential to cover more than one side of the story. Getting different viewpoints helps create a well-rounded, transparent, objective story for the audience. Congratulations, Max. Hey, that's all right. Woohoo! Yeah, but it's still good morning in Portland where he is, so. Our next recipient is Quinn Lima. Quinn came to Point Park as an undergraduate student and came back for this program, and she writes, "Staying informed about your community and the rest of the world is vital for us as human beings. Information makes us stronger and opens new opportunities." Quinn, welcome back and congratulations. We had a reference to our next recipient, Laura Magone. She's the Facebook group administrator for the Wedding Cookie Table group. And as I told you, she already has a great excuse for not being here, but would love to have seen her in person. She writes, "The reputation of a writer and reporter is so important. I'd like to try from the start to be viewed as someone who can tackle complicated subjects and provide information that is unbiased and objective so people will come to rely on me and look forward to seeing what I can offer." Congratulations, Laura.
Thank you.
Our next recipient is also online, Joseph Thompson. I think Joseph's here. He's also one of the reporters from Huntington County and has been contributing to the Daily News. He writes, "Once something is in print, so to speak," online now, right? But we still say print. "The first impression has been made, and it is difficult to pull back that exposure, even with corrections and apologies. It may only take one occasion of disinformation to ruin many volumes of reputable reporting." Congratulations, Joseph. And our final recipient is here in person today, Jill Thurston. Jill was one of the first people who reached out to me about this program. She heard a radio interview about it, and Jill had gone here as a Point Park undergrad and is restarting her career as a journalist now after many years. And so we're eager to welcome her back to campus. Jill writes, "Remaining objective can be difficult in the world today. As a reporter, it's critical to separate your personal views from what you are reporting. It's a privilege to live in a country that puts such value on freedom of speech, so I truly want to provide correct information that helps the community at large." Thanks, Jill. Congratulations.
So again, congratulations to all of you who've completed this inaugural Citizens Reporting Academy. We are so incredibly proud of you. I want you to take a moment, though, and bask in this accomplishment. Celebrate it with your friends and family, but don't celebrate too long, because we want you to get to work. We want you to take this newfound knowledge and energy you have to go out and benefit our communities and benefit our shared democracy. This is so incredibly important, what you've stepped up to accomplish and now do. So again, congratulations, and let's get at it. You're all pioneers now. You're pioneers in this new, innovative approach to media. And you're also part of Point Park University and part of our community. And we are the pioneers. So, go Pioneers!
Just a final word of thanks from me to all the students in particular. To the instructors first, thank you for being part of this and creating the curriculum and wanting to be part of shaping what this program can be. To our students, thank you for being part of this inaugural class. I mean, without you, this wouldn't have happened. Without your belief in in local reporting and the stories that we tell for our communities, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you. The successes that you're going to celebrate today are yours, and we're excited for you to go out and celebrate your successes. But they're not yours alone. They belong to all of us now, and we're really grateful for the ways you have shaped our program. You've made it stronger. But in addition to that, you're expanding our news media ecosystem. We've been through a process over the past 15 plus years in which we've seen the news media ecosystem shrinking, and it's been difficult to see. But projects like this, at this moment today, we're reversing that trend. We're expanding it, and by your efforts, you're going out and telling the stories of your community. So, as Dr. Brusalis said, take your newfound tools, go out, put them to work, let us know what you're doing. Like Dr. Payne said earlier, please be part of our community. Share your information back with us so we can celebrate your successes and you can help us continue to grow this effort. With all that, thank you for being here today. Please stick around, enjoy the food, and and meet your instructors who joined us. So thank you for being here.
Check, check. Thank you to everyone that joined us on Zoom. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.